Activated using Powtoon.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Ask Jason. My name is Jason Troy Medium. I'm starting to get some more questions about some of my YouTube sessions that I'm posting up. And one of the last one was the symptoms or traits of a spiritual awakening. Now, I'm also, this question is coming from Carl, and he's asking, how do you know if you're awake, or how are you going to stay awake? So I'm just going to go through some of the, traits or some of the symptoms that happens when you are in this awake state, and how things start to shift and move. As I said in the last episode, it's going from this space where you're in a reactive mode. Reactive mode is where you're just going through life and going through the motions, and a proactive space is within the heart space. Now, I did this a couple weeks ago. As I drove by a bus stop, and everybody is sitting in the bus stop with their iPhone. There's 5 people in the bus stop, and nobody's talking to each other. They're just talking to this iPhone. And they call them smartphones. Anyways, all right. So what you're going to start to see if you're in this awake state is that you start moving into a better job. You start to leave the old job or the experience, and you're starting to feel more your passion or your mission, which is basically the same as your passion is your mission, your purpose for being here. And a lot of times you start to move out of a job that is more about me, and you're getting into more jobs or experiences that are part of the we factor, the others, looking at helping others. You start to feel more of a greater financial abundance because you have moved out of that space. The planet right now, or Mother Earth, is not going to, help or assist people that are more in the me zone, which is taking something from the table instead of putting something on the table. She's going to start to help and assist people that are more helping the planet move its vibration forward. So if you're in this space right now and you're feeling the struggle, you're feeling tightness, your higher self or source or spirit, however you're set up with that, can't make you physically or move you physically. It has to start to put struggle in your life so that you actually make that change or shift. And the more that you hold back, then the more the energy retracts, and it's just trying to shift and move you forward. So you're also going to see a lot more stuff going on with your dreams, where you're starting to get the precognitive type of dreams where they do come true, and you start to manifest very easily. If you're starting to look for relationships, and you're going to start to see that you're going to gravitate to people that are very like-minded, so you're going to pull in that mate or that partner that is on board and is hooked up very similar to you, even spiritually. You may start to lose yourself in the New Age type of movement or the spiritual arena. Now, I can tell you this right now, it is very an easy, slippery type of slope when you start to really get into a lot of the spirituality type of, area. And when I talk to people about this, when you really sit back and look at it, your being, your higher self, isn't spiritual at all. When at the end of the day, the spiritual ego is the worst ego to be able to catch it in the act, because it's not about trying to find yourself within this. The seeker mode, when you start to get into the awakening pieces, it can keep you there for a long time. Just keep spinning your energy. You're looking at different movies, DVDs. You're going through different people, teachers, and so on. You just keep going to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And I can tell you, at the end of the day, when you're finally finish this, then you're back at square one, and you basically spent a lot of money and you've wasted a lot of time. So what I usually suggest is, if you start to get into that seeker mode and you start to move into those areas, just tap in and start meditating. Just tap into that higher self. You're going to get things that you need, and to move you to the next stages or steps. And the thing is that you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to remember who you are and start getting into that next level of why you're here and why you incarnated at this time. Some other, stages of staying awake. You start to find and realize that there is no dark or light. There only is. And I've said this before to people, is that your higher self or source, or however you want to be set up there, is that it doesn't know what is right, wrong, good or bad. It just is. So you start to not label things. You just start to see the experience as for what it is, and you start to move through it. So there's no attachment or judgment within your experience, which allows you to be more in a fluid space. Your health starts to improve. You start to experience a miraculous type of long-standing physical ailments are starting to leave you. Your energy starts to move a little bit more. Things that you were craving before in the past, like sugars and carbohydrates, and having more of an acidic diet, you start to shift it more into an alkaline type of diet. You actually start to eat less, and you start to drink more water. You're starting to gravitate to more of that, and you start doing a lot of programming with water. What else here? You start to easily pick up, what your desires are, and this is a lot of information that's coming from your higher self to push you into that or move you down the path to stay awake. You start to laugh more, enjoy the experience, not take everything so seriously, and start to not have so many attachments or judgment within your experience, even around with people or experiences that aren't really energetically good for you. When you start to toggle, and basically, to stay awake, even myself, I had a very large spiritual awakening back in 2000, and I catch myself in the act all the time. I'm not always constantly in this area, and I keep toggling. I just move back and forth, and the idea is not to be so hard on yourself. You're moving through energy, so the energy is constantly changing and dialing, and you're just tweaking it. So basically, what you are is a spiritual warrior and a spiritual athlete. You got to start watching what you're eating, watching what you're intaking, watching what you're interacting with. You're interacting 24/7 with energy. So when you're doing that, your energy levels are going to shift. So if you're sitting down watching a horror movie and you just finished meditating, definitely your energy is going to drop. It's not going to stay at the same level. And same thing with your intake. If you're out in nature and you're having a nice walk, and then you come back and you start eating burgers and fries, and you have a soft drink that's fully loaded with sugar, then definitely your energy is going to spike, and then all of a sudden it's going to drop. So you start to tweak things into a certain area where you start to feel more comfortable with. So what I wanted to do is I'm going to post this, and I'm also going to post up on my website on the blog some of the symptoms and traits of staying awake. If you have any questions or concerns, if you wanted to shoot me an email, my email address is jasontroymedium@gmail.com. My website is messagesfromspirit.ca, and I do a lot of soul coaching, life coaching, and spiritual mediumship type of sessions. I do a lot of stuff via Skype, so if you wanted to check out my website, and if you have any questions for next episode, shoot me an email. Thanks for coming by.
Created using Powtoon.